Here we go. So we're clear from the tower. Microphones are back up. Any questions or comments, feel free within reason. I will accommodate requests, and all I mean by that is I'm not going to do any upside down flying. It wouldn't be any fun for very long. Not going to do any hotel buzzing. That'd be really fun the whole time, but I'll get fired. So we're going to head into that valley right over there on the forward left, which is more than a fair trade-off, to be honest, for upside down flying and hotel buzzing. This is the northeast side of West Maui, which of course is the windward side. Trade winds come in from the northeast most days of the year, and as a result, the clouds in the weather build out here. You get like 400 inches of rain per year in the center of West Maui, which is over, well, pretty close to 900 centimeters anyway. Second wettest spot in the whole planet, though. And there's rainforests as a result of the rain. Now, the name of this valley is Waihe'e, which means octopus water. Not to be confused with saltwater, octopus, freshwater. Now what this refers to is a story from ancient Hawaii that involved a demigod and a goddess. The demigod was male and mute, living in that valley. The goddess was the goddess of fire and volcanoes called Pele. Known throughout Hawaiian history to be a troublemaker. She didn't really like anyone, and if she did, it wasn't for long. So she told the male mute demigod in this valley he should jump in the water, swim to Oahu, and get married, and if he did, he'd be able to talk. And he was like, sweet, marriage and talking. Which of course he didn't say because he was mute. When he jumped in the water, there was no girl. There was a giant octopus out there waiting to kill him, which of course he killed pretty easy, being a demigod. And he threw its remains out of anger back into this valley. So octopus water is referring to the innards of that octopus that he killed, or its guts. So you could call this valley Octopus Guts, and you wouldn't be wrong. I've been in here a lot, and there's no guts, or octopus for that matter.
Yeah, we got a couple of well breaches offshore, right?
Yeah, I can't circle them out here because of the high traffic back and forth in and out of the airport. We'll spend some time specifically over by Lahaina looking for whales. There we go. To the ancient Hawaiians, these valleys were sacred and ominous places of ritual. Which I don't think is hard to believe. Now the right side there, that's the Hulu Hulu Poel Falls. Be on the left on the way out. We're headed straight ahead for Mananole Falls first. Straight ahead is a cliff. Typically I find that people prefer we turn prior to arriving. I tend to agree.
How long does it take you to learn to fly?
Well, that's subjective. I got out of flight school in a year in the Army, and I got my orders to be pilot in command a year later in Iraq. That's what I would say. So about 2 years. That's when I started calling myself a real pilot. Now we get back out of the shoreline here, we're going to go left, which is the west towards, well, it's northwest. We're going that way, to the left. Work our way over towards the island of Molokai, which you can see in the distance out there, which is epic. And then we'll go past that dome over there on the left-hand side called Kahakaloa. As we descend towards the shoreline now, north right now, just to orient you, because I don't know, it's something about where Hawaii is. It's always hard for me to find north, but it's that way. It's more or less straight ahead. Well, coming around to straight ahead, there's north. And so it's Russia. It's right out there. It's really hard to see Russia from Hawaii, however, because it's really far away. And you know, the Earth is curved. It just is round. It's about most directions, anyway. Now that dome up there is called Kahakaloa, which translates as the Tall Lord. As we get a little closer to it on the other side of it, you'll see that there's a small bay, which is called Kahakaloa. That also translates as the Small Lord, or Tall Lord rather. I think we can probably get away with it right here. So yeah, the bay, the town, the valley, that dome all have that same name, Kahakaloa. And you see that all over Hawaii, where the name on the shoreline is repeated all the way up the slope. The reason for that, when the Hawaiians divided land, they often did it in triangles. So if you picture a point kind of up in this valley and a triangle running down to the shore along the dome and the bay up here, like a slice of pizza, you have the idea how they did it. They did it that way because up high would be trees for building. Fresh water comes down from the rain. You get out here by the shoreline and there are flat areas for your homes and your crops, and then the ocean for fishing. So that land division provided everything that people living on it needed. It only had one name. This one with the dome at the end was called the Kahakaloa Ahupua'a o Maui. Now those land divisions aren't recognized anymore, and they haven't been since 1848, which is the year the land was divided here according to Western Standard, called the Great Mahele, which means division in Hawaiian. Still, when you're driving around, the names you typically see of towns and bays and beach parks, they are usually the names of those old divisions. You can drive out here too, see that road? Number 30, Hono Api'ilani Highway. Turns the 340 right over there somewhat arbitrarily to the Kahekili Highway, works its way into Kaului. If you come out to Kakaloa, I would suggest doing it from Lahaina towards Kakaloa, that way you're on the inside. It's pretty one lane narrow after that, but I wouldn't say it's impassable. People do it all the time with